Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, everybody, depending on what part of the world you exist in. Another day and another press release, but a pretty special press release because this is our first results as Southern Cross Gold Consolidated. We completed the merger between Mawson Gold and Southern Cross Gold. We're now dual listed on both the TSXV, trading as SXGC in Toronto, of course, and on Australian Securities Exchange, the ASX, as SX2. So, with that, I'd love to explain these new results that we've just announced. We're announcing two holes from the Christina area. This is the most westerly part of the project area that we've drilled in the core area. Remembering the core is only 10%, about 1 kilometre or 1.2 kilometres of a 12-kilometre trend. What we have here is something pretty special. We took big step outs. We're into these big step outs now that we understand the system, understand the rails of the ladder, and understand the rungs. And in this case, we always drill the rails of the ladder first. And this is what these two holes were, essentially drilling more so from the north to the south, or the south to the north in some cases, to go across the host. And then we come back and drill parallel to that host, but at a high angle to the rungs of the ladder, or the vein sets that we're drilling. Now we've announced two holes, 150 and 153. Generally, the control holes don't hit much mineralization because they're somewhat parallel to the vein sets. Not completely parallel, but at a higher angle to them. So we don't cross many of them in these holes. Sometimes we don't hit any, sometimes we hit a few. In this case, we hit many. We hit some very key results, including 1.7 meters at 204.2 grams per ton gold equivalent. Most of that was made up of gold, a very small amount of antimony as we're getting deeper into the system. What's impressive about that? Well, it was 450 meters below surface, but 350 meters below the previous drilling that we had in that area, which was almost exactly the same, 1.7 meters at 254 grams per ton gold equivalent. So great to see continuity of the structure. The host position was wide. We saw multiple vein sets. So what did we drill? We drilled some very high grades, 350 meters below the previous drilling. We hit three new vein sets that were unmapped, and one that we've interpreted that is a continuation. So that was in hole 150. 153 was a little more traditional in terms of the control holes. We did hit grade. It was lower grade. Was 3.5 meters at 3 grams, 3.1 grams gold. So that showed the gold was there. It was something like 80 meters above and 100 meters across. So now we've mapped the system below Christina for the first time. The high grades continue and demonstrate high grades continue to depth in this part of the system. In fact, Christina's looking wonderful because it's got the highest grade on the project in the shallowest parts of the system as well. So it's that fourth body developing and developing very nicely, more than a third of a kilometre below previous drilling. So what's next at Christina is now to drill at depth parallel to the rails of the host, now that we've mapped it, but at a high angle to the vein sets. So we have holes planned, very long holes beneath Christina, to map those multiple vein sets over that area, which exists 500 meters west of Golden Dyke, and remembering it's open to the west also. So next step is to drill holes that are much more parallel, but a much higher angle to the vein sets. And that's where we can hit multiple veins, and we have done so at both Golden Dyke, Rising Sun, and Apollo in that way. So we've learnt how this system works, and we can become quite predictive about it. And we're applying what we know from the other parts of the system to what we are now learning from Christina. Southern Cross Gold Consolidated has $20 million cash in the bank post consolidation. So that's a great war chest, if you like, to drill, baby drill. So we've got 60 kilometers that we're in the process of drilling right through to September. We'll have 100 kilometers into the system by then. So 5 rigs, 6 is I saw a picture of it today, is moments away from starting drilling. We've got what is a key is that we're drilling to expand this system still. Our aim is to get to that 3 million ounces at 10 grams. That's been our stated aim in that core area. And of course, then that's 10% of the larger trend. We've got a lot of work happening over that larger trend, that 12 kilometers. We've got a very large IP survey. It's been running for 2.5 to 3 months already. The team is well and truly back. They came back after the new year. We're doing lots of soil sampling. We've got geologists mapping those same areas so we can start to really put that 6th rig to work, looking along the extensions of the system, not forgetting our exploration upside, because we know this is a very big system and it's got a lot of room to grow into. Let's see if the grade is there like it is in the core area, at least with 1 rig this year, looking for those new parts of the system. So we have one of the better gold discoveries globally. The hit rates prove that, the expansion proves that, the grades that are continuing towards depth prove that. And this is a story that well worth telling, of course, now that we've simplified the structure, consolidated it, and are dual listed. So Nick Mead, our manager corporate development, and I are not wasting any moments. We're getting on the road in a few days' time. We're going to go and see key accounts, institutions through London, through New York. I'm going to a conference down in the Bahamas. Nick is going on to Toronto and Vancouver. We come back to Australia for a week or so, and then we're on the road again. We're off to Miami to the BMO conference, which is one of the best conferences globally. Then we're going up to Toronto to the Metal Investor Forum in late February, and then on to the PDAC, which is the world's largest mining conference, to tell the story, to show these results that are well worth banging the table, and to get to that larger audience that we can now that we have that North American listing along with the Australian listing. So the next reports will probably be on the road, and I look forward to giving them to you from there. So welcome back to everyone from Southern Cross who's used to this format of a video per press release. Welcome to those from North America. From the Mawson side, this is something we always do, putting these press releases together to try and simplify and articulate the story. Welcome everybody to the Southern Cross Gold consolidated story. Stay tuned, there's a hell of a lot more to come.